Hey everyone, I'm Laura. I'm here at my homestead kitchen with Kyla again. If you guys like cider that you buy from the store, like a hard cider, you should really consider making your own. It's really easy, really fast, and so much cheaper than buying it from the store. So I have this Mangrove Jack's Craft Series handcrafted premium cider. So this particular one is peach and passion fruit. It is Ed's favorite kind. We've tried quite a few of them now, and this is the one he kind of keeps coming back to. So when you cut off the top of the pouch here, you can see inside half is liquid. That's your concentrate. And then on this other side of this plastic, you have your instructions. So you can give those a read. Your yeast. And you have flavoring. You put that in later. And a sweetener packet. So I've tried dry, off-dry, and sweet. Ed prefers to add the full sweetness. I like the off-dry, but totally play around with it and see what you like. You can add as much or as none of this as you want. And we have our carboy here. It's all sanitized and ready to go. It is recommended that you sit in your grandpa chair with your glasses and give these instructions a full read before you get started. Ed's never made cider before, so he's trying to get the hang of it.
Ed knows nothing.
I usually make it. I'm the professional.
I'm busy.
So, Ed's going to get started on this. Give him a bit of grace, because he has never made cider before.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know any more than all of you.
But luckily, I have made it a lot.
I even started pouring it in, and she's like, yeah, we're going to video that. And I go,
okay, so you can go ahead and pour the liquid in. It's like kind of a really thick, syrupy consistency, and it smells good. It smells, what does it smell like, Ed?
It smells mostly sweet to me.
It kind of smells like sweet apple. So try to get the last of that out of there. And then you can
put water in it together?
Yeah, pour some hot water in that, and we'll give it a few rinses to get every last drop.
That's all your flavor, guys. You want all of it.
Now, if you're on city water, I don't know, you might not be able to use tap water. You'd have to look into it. We have a good well and a filter system, so we're good to just use our tap water here at our homestead. See, so there's quite a bit left in there, so giving it a rinse is a good idea. You can even do a bit more water and rinse it again.
Gotta have water anyway, so. Guys, if you fold the bag over like that a couple of times, that's almost waterproof. Just rinse that out just like that.
Okay, next step. So on the instructions, it says to add boiling water to the fermenter. I had a super bad experience one time adding boiling water to my fermenter, because these fermenters are made out of plastic, and even the glass ones could crack from the heat. So I add boiling water, or like heat up water in a pot on the stove, and then add my sugar to that to dissolve it. And when it's cooled enough, then add it to your fermenter. Do not add boiling water to your fermenter. You could melt it and have a disaster on your hands. Trust me, I have done it.
No, probably more will melt it. The whole thing just melted like that. It was unreal. And it was wasted.
Yeah, I had to throw it all out. And that was when I was making a completely homemade berry wine. So all of the berries that I had picked and done all of that work for, I had to throw them out.
Yeah, it was all wasted. And guys, so we went to plastic. We have a glass one. These things, yeah, okay, it's glass. It's healthy. Yay. Okay. One time, we're rolling this thing around on the counter, just like here, washing it. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's like super thin. And I think there was a defect in the side. There was a grain of sand on the counter, and it popped a hole in it, and the whole thing was garbage.
Yeah, I think
Just like that.
I think I've broken 3 of the glass ones now. So I did switch to plastic, even though I know plastic is not as healthy and there might be plastic particles and stuff. I just breaking my glass and ruining my ferments is not enough for me. Like, the ferment really is only in the plastic jug for 7 days when you're making cider or beer. So then you're putting in glass bottles. So I don't worry too much about it. There's only so many things you can worry about in life.
Yeah. The other one was she had it by the fridge over there. It was just sitting on the floor, and it kind of got stuck to the cement a little bit, and she gave it a little bit of just a push, and it just into the side of the fridge and blew the whole side out of it. Just like nothing.
And it was full of wine.
Full. There was 2.5 gallons all over the floor.
Yeah, there was wine all over the floor, obviously wasted. So, yeah, that's why I don't use the glass fermenters anymore. But totally up to you what you want to do.
Yeah, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. That's our experience, so that's where we're at.
Okay, next step. We are going to get a pot, Ed.
The big one?
Or medium size. Yep, that's fine. And we're going to fill that with water.
Like how full?
You could do about half full of warm water. And we're going to put this on the stove. Now, when I order from Brew HQ, order my supplies, I always get the corn sugar. And they just have it in this convenient 1 kilogram package, so you can just pour that in. Obviously, I'm doing more than that, so they sent me more. And then this is bottling sugar that they have separately too. They're a pretty awesome website, guys. Definitely recommend checking them out.
Watch the...
Okay, so he has the water on the stove. It doesn't really matter how much water you use. It's just enough to dissolve this corn sugar because you're going to be adding more water to your fermenter anyway. So, Ed, you can go ahead and cut that bag and put it in the pot. So all we're doing is just heating this up enough to dissolve it.
My kettle's over on the wood stove, guys, so I got to put like 2 liters of boiling water that was already preheated off the wood stove.
So this won't take long. So you can get out a clean whisk and whisk that. Yeah, that water was really hot. It's like already dissolved.
Is it gone?
Yeah.
What the?
Okay, so go ahead and shut it off. Okay, so you want that to cool enough that it's not going to melt your plastic. So we'll just leave that for a little bit. It's pretty hot.
I can stick my finger in it.
Okay, we'll get it ready to pour into our carboy then. Okay, so we're going to pour our sugar water into our carboy with the liquid. Great. So now we need to top up this carboy with just cool tap water. We're going to bring that temperature down so that we could put the yeast in. So I usually do this by myself, and I don't like lifting the carboy up and down because it's heavy. So I usually just keep it on the floor and pull out my tap and then just very awesomely turn it on and try not to make a mess.
Huh.
You can tell I've done that a time or 2, right?
What the?
I made no mess.
Yeah, it just went straight in.
So we're going to fill this up to about here.
This morning it was minus 27 on the outside thermometer. Gosh darn it, it's cold, so I'm staying inside.
Okay. So that's full enough. On the side of the carboy, oh, here, it's It's at the top here. It actually says, it's like kind of embossed here. It says 7 gallons up here. Okay, so I have my big mixing spoon here for the carboy. And I'm going to put this sachet of yeast in that's with the kit.
I can make my own.
And you're going to use your sweetener sachet right now. So like I said before, you can use none of this. You can use half of it. You can use all of it. Ed likes all of it. So if you guys have ever had ciders that you buy from the store, like there's Summersby, there's
Strongbow.
Cracked Canoe, No Boats on Sunday, Strongbow, all of those types of cider. This cider is so similar to those. It's so good. So definitely recommend trying it if you like any of those ciders that you buy from the store. And this is literally like a fraction of the cost of buying those from the store. Those are pretty expensive and this is very cheap. Yeah, so Ed likes all of the sweetener, so we'll just add all of that in.
Yeah, like to make this huge thing here, it's under $1 a bottle. To buy them from the store, you're looking at almost $3 a bottle.
Yeah, so we'll give that a quick stir. And then that's it. That's all we're gonna do to this. We're gonna leave it for between 4 and 7 days. And then we're gonna bottle and wait 2 weeks and then it's ready. So in total, 3 weeks, and then you're ready to drink.
So super fun. It doesn't take as long as wine and it's really good. So like I'm more of a cider guy. Laura likes wine, but she likes the ciders also.
Yeah, okay. So we'll be back with our next video when we're gonna bottle this. Okay, also don't forget to put your lid with your bung and your fermentation lock. This is filled with water. You could fill it with sanitizing solution. So you just put this on tightly. And then this is going to start to bubble within the next day or two. You'll see all of the bubbles coming out and this will be fermenting. It's pretty cool to watch. I'll definitely show you what it looks like when it starts fermenting. Hey, so I just wanted to show you guys, this is the next day and the cider is bubbling. It is fermenting. You can see the bubbles, the carbon dioxide coming out of our airlock. It's what we want to see. Today I'm just sanitizing my bottles and I'm going to put my cider carboy up. So I have some of this Star San sanitizer in my sink and I'm going to get started sanitizing all of these because I have 2 batches of cider and we're going to lift that carboy up so that it can settle back down by the time we're ready to bottle. So our cider has completely stopped bubbling. It's been 7 days since we started it. So it's completely ready to bottle now. So I'm gonna get started on this. So these bottles are all pre-cleaned. I'm just sanitizing. And I definitely recommend when you're making your cider and drinking your cider that after you drink a bottle, definitely give it a really good rinse so that you clear out any of the sediment right away so that it doesn't get dry in the bottle because then it's super hard to wash. And then you just reuse your bottles all the time. So I just have these used Corona bottles. I like those because they're clear. So I just reuse them all the time and I have a capper, I'll show you guys, and I just cap the bottles myself. You need an airtight seal, just like beer, so that the carbonation stays in and you have a nice fizzy cider to drink. John, can you come here? Come stand up on Kyla's stool here. I can get you to hold this way up high in the sky.
Kyla, get them.
No, just come here. Thank you. Keep holding it. Good job. Okay, that's perfect. Thanks, John. You can get down.
That's a quarter?
That's a siphon.
What it use?
It siphons that cider into these.
So how the thing get into it?
When you put it in and you pump it, it goes into the tube. So guys, the day before you bottle, you need to put in your cider flavoring. So you put that in, stir it, and then leave it for 24 hours to let the yeast settle back down to the bottom, okay? And then the next day, you can bottle. Hey everyone, so I'm here and I'm ready to bottle my cider. So I have this cider kind of propped up on the side like this, and down on the floor are my bottles. So I'm just gonna get this siphon going by pumping this. Super easy to do. And then we're filling. It's really fast when you're doing small bottles, so definitely stay here and keep your eye on it. You don't have to work on the floor, but you definitely have to have your carboy higher than your bottles, because it's like a gravity fed siphon, right? So. Okay, so the next thing we need to do before we cap is to put in our priming sugar or bottling sugar. So you can either use these carbonation drops. It's literally just like a hard packed thing of sugar. So you just drop that in. That's it. They are a bit more expensive than just using some of the cane sugar or corn sugar. So I usually just do this, grab a funnel, and you need half a teaspoon, and you just put half a teaspoon in each of your bottles. So definitely keep track of where you are when you're doing this so that you don't do two twice. So figure out what works best for you to keep track of that. And they say on the instructions to leave a 2-inch headspace when you're doing this. Because as you can see here, like this is foaming up as you put the priming sugar in. This one had a little clump, so it's kind of stuck. Knock this out. Here we go. If you do lose track of where you are when you're doing this, you can kind of tell because the ones have foamed up that you've already done. Yeah, so if these are too full, it'll literally just foam right over and make a mess on you. So if they are too full, if you did get one too full, just dump a bit out. Otherwise, you'll have a mess on your hands and spill some anyway. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is cap all of these bottles. So I have my caps. There's a magnet under here and you just put it on, it stays. So you set it to the right height for your height of bottle. Corona bottles are actually a little bit higher than like a Budweiser bottle or something. So you need it a little bit taller. So you just put this in here. Okay, I have it a bit too high. Let's see. Okay, perfect. So that is a perfectly capped bottle. You can kind of feel when it presses the crimp on. So Kate's putting the caps under there for me on the magnet, and then I can just cap them. So this is all we need to do. This is it. So we let it sit for 2 weeks, and then they're ready to drink.
I thought it has to sit for a month.
No.
Oh.
It's already been sitting for 7 days. Now when we bottle, sit for 2 weeks, then it's done. Best enjoyed with friends. This capper, I'm actually not sure what brand it is, but it's really awesome. I've done tons of cider and beer, and it still works great. I got it from the brewhq.ca website, where I buy all of my other stuff. They are not sponsoring me, but if BrewHQ ever watches this, I would love to be your sponsor. Yeah, I order all of my kits from there, all the stuff that I need to make my homemade wine from scratch, and they just deliver anywhere. If it's over $100, then it's free shipping. I'm not sure if they deliver to the US, but I'm in Canada, so I'm sure the US has lots of other sites you could use. Or if you have somewhere local to go to get your equipment and supplies, that'd be even better. Oh, you didn't put one. Thank you. These caps are not reusable, but they're so cheap. Like, I think this whole package costs like under $5.
Mom.
So this box is done. So I always, instead of labeling each bottle, I always just label my case. So on a piece of tape, I just write what flavor it is and when I bottled it, and then I know when it's ready. Because it'll be 2 weeks from the date that you bottle it, or you could even just write the date that it's ready. So I'll write peach and passion fruit, cider, and let's write ready on. Leaves me at February 11th, 2025. So I'll just put this tape right on the outside of my box and put it in my shelf.
Mom, I need a new friend today at Kids Club, and I bet he's going to come next week.
That'd be good. We are done. Those are all capped. Okay, so that's all there is to making cider. This is one I actually had ready in the fridge from a previous batch I've done. So you can just use a bottle opener and open that. If you actually have a twist off cap, like say on a Budweiser bottle where you can twist it off, capping it with this, you can still actually twist it off. So Corona bottles are a pop off, so use this, but a regular twist off cap will still twist off properly, which is something I was happily surprised about when I found that out. So cheers. So good and so refreshing. Okay, don't forget to like and subscribe and keep up with the channel for more videos like this. Thanks.